Hello, Durud and Shalom. Hi, everyone. Wow, I see the chat is already busy, guys. Thank you for being here. I see Greta is here, Debbie is here, somebody else with a long username is here. I don't like this new guys. We're going to be talking about a new plan that just came out from Reza Pahlavi's team, and this plan is the roadmap on how to rebuild Iran. And the new emergency part of it just came out just a few days ago, which talks about the first 100 to 180 days after the fall of Islamic Republic. This plan is so well written. It's so detailed. The people behind this, which is the NUFDI team, they're experts, and this is under the leadership of Reza Pahlavi. And this is the solution. This is what we have all been waiting for. This is the level of organization and unity and professionalism that we were waiting from an Iranian opposition. And now, from now on, with this plan, if anybody says, any of the Western media says that the Iranian opposition is not ready, you could tell them to shut the F up, because this is amazing. If you guys actually go through the plan, maybe I should show you. I cannot. It's in Persian, so you guys won't understand. But just so that you have an appreciation for what I'm talking about, maybe I should share it on the screen. Do you guys want to take a look at what I'm even talking about? Do you guys want to see that? Yes, let me actually put it on the screen. So, yeah, look at this. Well, let me actually make it, yeah, like that or like that. No, I don't know. Okay. Look, it's 168 pages. Oh, so guys, this is the team involved in writing it. And by the way, this lady here, you see that? DLB, it's anonymous. I think she's inside Iran. I think this person is inside Iran. The rest of them are outside of Iran. So these people are experts in their field, and they just wrote an amazing plan regarding what happens in the first 180 days after the regime falls. And guys, the level of detail and professionalism is so impressive. I mean, this entire NUFDI team knows what they're talking about, and it just keeps going and going. Let me see. It's like 168 pages. But don't worry, you don't have to go learn Persian and then go read 168 pages. I will just tell you what's in it. This is really exciting. I don't know if I could explain to you guys what a significant step this is, because now we have a plan. Now we have a plan to rebuild Iran. And led by Reza Pahlavi. And again, nobody else has this. There's no other group that has anything even remotely close to what Reza Pahlavi and his team in NUFDI has. The NUFDI is NUFDI. What does that stand for again? Let me see. NUFDI. Wait. NUFDI. NUFDI. Yeah. So it stands for the National Union for Democracy in Iran. You guys need to follow them. Guys need to follow them on X or Twitter, and also Reza Pahlavi as well. But I'm going to go over what this plan is, because the reason why I wanted to make sure that I go live and talk to you guys about this is because this is a new chapter now in the history of the Iranian opposition. The Iranian opposition has gotten united around Reza Pahlavi. They are united. Most of them are united behind Reza Pahlavi's leadership, under Reza Pahlavi's leadership. And now they have all of these professionals. And guys, another thing about NUFDI and all of these plans that are being offered is that they're not ideological. They're very solution oriented and very practical. And I hope you guys understand that everything is going according to the plan. Like right as the Islamic Republic is it's in its most weak situation, at its most desperate point, and with the most internal pressure against it by the Iranian people because of the water and electricity outages, just right after the Islamic Republic experienced such a devastating blow towards its main commanders by Israel, having the most important people in the regime taken out by the IDF. Now we have also at the same time the opposition getting so much more organized, so much more professional, and so much more united. And now we have a plan on exactly what to do, hitting the ground running once the regime falls. And this part is also very important because there's a lot of international worry regarding the Islamic Republic toppling, because they don't know what's going to happen after the power vacuum. Because one of the main reasons why so many different powers around the world were against regime change in Iran is the risk of having to deal with the power vacuum. And if you actually looked at the analysis of a lot of Western media, they will constantly cite not having a very organized, strong opposition as one of the main reasons why there was resistance to pushing for regime change in Iran. And now with this plan and with this team and under the leadership of Reza Pahlavi, that excuse is completely gone. Let me see what you guys are saying in the chat. Hi, Neil Bunny. Hi, Debbie. Hi, Amikai. Let me see you guys. Hi from Israel, Carmen. Thank you. Oh, FLP? No, that's an FLP. Oh, Moral Wombat. Hi. Chuck Norris is here. Fantastic. Okay, James is here. Have you guys seen this plan? Because I know this might be so much detail, but this is historic. Let me actually tell you what this is about. Kappa is here saying, hi Armin. Hi Kappa. Hi Amkai. Could you talk about the video Hamal sent? Okay, I should do that. I will do that. Would be the next show. Amikai. Thank you for telling me that. I will make the show. That will be the next show. Yeah, Bunny. Yes, that's good. You guys are right. That's the next. That should be the next show. Okay, James saying, I think I've seen some of it. Okay, so let me tell you what this is. Here's the summary of it. So it's called the emergency plan, and it's part of a broader plan called the Iran Prosperity Project, or IPP, initiated by Washington-based foundation. It's called the NUFDI, NUFDI, National Union for Democracy in Iran, under the leadership of Reza Pahlavi, which a lot of you know as the exiled crown prince of Iran. It's designed to guide as a transitional Iranian government in the first 180 days after the fall of the Islamic Republic. The main goal is to prevent chaos and collapse during the regime transition and stabilize the country until longer-term development begins. Guys, everybody is getting ready for the collapse of the Islamic Republic. I hope you guys understand what historic times that we're living in. This is a new era, for the Middle East is about to begin. This is as big as the beginning of Israel, or as big as the beginning of the Islamic Republic. This is everything. The stars are aligned. Everything is set in place, ready for this to happen. And now we have a plan to fill the power vacuum. Oh, Jewish Samantha is here. Amir, hey, Amir is here. Yeah, Amir saying that. Oh, Heavy Gretel saying hi, Armin. Hi, Chad. Hi, guys. Make sure you like the stream. I need more people to see this, because I need more people to understand that Iran is ready for a regime change. I need more people to understand that the Iranian people are ready. They have a plan in place for what happens after the regime falls. They are ready under the leadership of Reza Pahlavi to come in and not let a power vacuum destabilize the country. We have everything in place. We have a ready to go plan so that we could hit the ground running. Everything is in place. Reza Pahlavi and his team have thought of everything. I went through this plan, everything. They are a team of experts. These people know what they're talking about, and they have prepared a solution for everything that could go wrong. This is amazing. I need more people to know that the Iranian people are ready for regime change. You need to be their voice. You need to let more people know that they have chosen Reza Pahlavi and his team, and that team is a professional team, and it's united, and it's organized, and it's a team of experts and professionals. So don't let anybody say that the opposition to the Islamic Republic is not ready for regime change, because they are ready. They are ready for this to happen. And this also should allow you to support Israel more in its plan to cause a regime change in Iran, because Israel is ready. The Iranian people are ready. All we need now is for the rest of the world not to stand in our way. We don't even need them to help. It's just Israel and the Iranian people. They're ready to remove this tumor for the sake of not just the region, but the rest of the world. And we need to advocate this plan to the world so that they just stop interrupting us all the time. The main obstacle against Israel is the fear that with the toppling of the Islamic Republic, there will be chaos in the region. With this plan, you could fight that fear. With this plan that Reza Pahlavi's team has put out there just recently, just 2 days ago, that fear should be gone. The goal of this plan is to prevent chaos and collapse, prevent chaos and collapse during the regime transition, and stabilize the country until longer term development begins. This is before we actually have elections so that the people could choose their government. This is just the transition phase. This is very, like, I know a lot of you don't understand how exciting this is. We have been waiting for this, for something this organized and this professional, because this was the main criticism to the opposition, to the Iranian opposition against the Islamic Republic, that they don't have a team like this, that they don't have a plan like this. And now we have it. It's happening, guys. It's happening. So the booklet breaks the transition into four time phases, and also into sector-specific chapters, each covering things like finance, healthcare, energy, foreign policy, food supply, and security. So, for example, the sector-specific chapters. Let me actually look at the time. It has a section for the assumptions, the top priorities, the day-by-day actions, the major risks, the international support that it's needed. So let's actually go the time. For example, here's a summary of it. Day 0. This is what they wanted to do in day 0. Capture and quarantine. Take over central bank, airports, hospitals, food supply chains, and drug factories. Replace IRGC affiliated managers with vetted technocrats. Set up task forces to control inflation, stabilize the energy grid, and ensure and secure hospitals. So that's day 0. Then we go from day 1 to 10, which is the stabilization point. Guys, you see how fast this team recognizes how important the first few days are. The important things that need to happen on day 0, like at the very same day that the Islamic Republic is toppled, not day 1, on the very first day. They understand that these things need to be achieved. And then look at it. The next phase is day 1 to 10, the first 10 days after the regime falls. It's called the stabilization phase. What do we do in this phase? Day 1 to 10, prevent riots and looting, keep electricity, water, and fuel flowing, freeze the accounts of regime cronies, launch international contact channels with the UN, WHO, and World Bank. That's day 1 to 10. Day 11 to 30. And guys, the details on each one of these in the actual report is a lot more. I'm just going over the summary of it. Carl is saying, impressive for Middle East. They are not usually not good at planning things, if I may say so. No, that's true. And this is what the Iranian people and the Israeli people are different from the rest of the Middle East. This is why the Islamic Republic is so foreign to the Iranian people. And it's not just that it's so good at planning, it's also completely not ideological. Like if you go through this team and their expertise and their way of looking at things, they are technocrats, they're experts in their fields. There's nothing ideological, even like it's not even trying to do virtue signaling with some, I don't know, ancient Persian historic stuff or anything like that. It's just completely pragmatic. No ideology, nothing ideological. It's completely utilitarian, completely based on what works, the priorities of whoever the people, the team behind this. They have their priorities right. So let's go to day 11 to 30. Medical and financial. So it says from 11 to 30, it says reboot healthcare supply chains, prevent currency collapse, impose capital controls, freeze speculation. I don't know. This part I need to study a little bit more. Then send temporary envoys to key embassies to prevent diplomatic isolation. That's amazing. Send temporary envoys to key embassies to prevent diplomatic isolation. And then we have days 31 to 180, controlled normalization. Resume trade and investment carefully. Begin rebuilding key ministries and oversight institutions. Set up auditing systems for banks and security forces. Prepare for transition to full elections and constitutional reform. Amazing. Amazing. So somebody's saying, when is this happening? This is the plan ready in place. By the way, I don't know if you guys heard, but the UK came out and they said that they talked to the Israelis and they disagreed with the Israelis regarding their plan to do a regime change in Iran. Do you understand what that means? Guys, do you understand what that means? This is exactly what happened. Let me repeat that to you. The British have came out and they said that they talked to the Israelis and they disagree with the reasons why Israelis have given for their plan to do a regime change in Iran. If you are not going, if your mind has not yet been blown about what this is not about UK. This is about a confirmation that Israel is planning regime change in Iran, because this has been, yes, Amir, let me tell you what you're missing. Because so far, every time we told you that Israel is planning a regime change in Iran, this has just been our analysis and other people's analysis based on their behavior. This is the first official confirmation that this is Israel's plan, that Israel's plan is regime change in Iran. Yeah, Amir saying, yeah, it was clear for most Israelis. Yes, Amir, but not based on the official position of the government. This was based on everything that we've heard, on different articles being written, different analysis, obvious conclusion from the behavior of Israel, reading in between the lines. This has never been this. This is the stamp of this. This just made it official. This has just made it official. We have this. It's important. Like, people are like, what's the difference? We already knew that this is their plan. The difference is now that it's out in the open, that this is the official position of Israel. It's going to impact everybody. Everybody is going to adjust to that. This is also why the Islamic Republic is not negotiating, right? Because the Islamic Republic knows that it doesn't matter anymore. War is coming. It doesn't matter if I stop enriching uranium. It doesn't matter if I give up my missiles. It doesn't matter if I stop supporting the proxies in my proxies in the region, because war is coming anyways. So I might as well hang on to the few deterring capabilities that I have. War is coming. Everybody knows that. And now it's official. And because it's official and Islamic is going for regime change, this plan that we have here needs to be used to remove international pressure from Israel's plan to do regime change, because we have the team ready to go in. This is like a government in a box ready. Okay, this is like a government in exile. We used to have a prince in exile. Now we have a government in exile, just ready to go in to just be the government during the transition period, right until we have elections. We didn't have these for we didn't have this for Iraq or Libya. We didn't have any of this. Everything is pre-planned. This is amazing. This could be, if it's done right, the smoothest transition period after a regime change in history. This would be amazing if it goes well, if it goes according to this plan. So each chapter is highly detailed. For example, the finance section explains when to unfreeze capital accounts, how to restore the rial, how to phase the reopening of the Tehran Stock Exchange. The healthcare section, for example, lays out how to prioritize ICU stabilization and international drug procurement. The foreign policy section calls for removing Islamic Republic ambassadors and replacing them with temporary envoys while making peace overtures to regional states. And it explains every single one of this, and it's so obvious that Reza Pahlavi has picked the correct team. It's amazing. So yeah, it's like a government in a box ready for action as soon as the regime falls. And again, we just need to wait for the regime to fall. The three things that is putting the main pressure for the regime to fall, for so that we could implement all of this, is Israel's attack, the snapback mechanism by Europe, and also a potential uprising by the Iranian people in response to the electricity and water outages. This is the first real sign that the opposition has moved from slogans to planning. I'm very excited. I hope you guys appreciate how amazing this is. This is the most serious plan that we ever had. Finally something concrete. So the group that had the most highest popularity among Iranians now has the most serious plan, and nobody could even come close to offering anything like this. So this is the team. So there's three things now that you have to understand regarding the Reza Pahlavi and the people around him. One, it's the most popular one with the highest brand recognition. It has the highest amount of support by the Iranian people, as every single scientifically collected poll shows. Two, Reza Pahlavi and his team have the correct values. They believe in democracy, secularism, liberal values, and they're pro-Israel and pro-Western. So popular among Iranians, the correct values, and now three, they have a plan. They have a concrete plan. They're ready to hit the ground running. Those are the three things that you need to understand regarding Reza Pahlavi and his team. Oh, by the way, Israel was mentioned in the plan as well. When it comes to making sure that they reach out. Actually, let me see if I could find. I don't have a Persian keyboard, so I use my mic to write in Persian, right? So let me say Israel. So so let me see in the plan if I could search for Israel in the plan. پروژه شکوفایی ایران. Let me see what it said about Israel. Okay, it mentioned Israel 16 times. Okay, so the first mention of Israel is here. کسب سریع مشروعیت و به رسمیت شناخته شدن از سوی قدرت‌های کلیدی آمریکا، اتحادیه اروپا، اسرائیل، همسایگان و شورای همکاری خلیج فارس و هند و چین. Okay. Let me So the first mission of Israel says here that they need to rapidly gain legitimacy and recognition from key powers: the United States, the European Union, Israel, the neighbors of Iran, the Gulf Cooperation Council. Again, the Persian should say. Let me see. Okay, the Persian one, the Farsi version says Khalij Fars. The English didn't put. It should say the Persian Gulf Cooperation Council, not just the Gulf. India, China, and Russia. So the first time it mentions Israel is referring to trying to rapidly gain legitimacy and recognition from Israel. That's the first time it mentions Israel, but there's at least 15 other times that it mentions Israel. Wow, guys, here, look at this. I'm looking at the second time it mentions Israel. This is amazing. So the second time it mentions Israel is part of a six fundamental principles of Iran's future foreign policy. Okay? And as one of the six fundamental principles is, holy shit, one of the six most fundamental parts of Iran's foreign policy, one of the six is the recognition of Israel and normalization of relations. Did you hear that, guys? Actually, guys, maybe I should share this on screen with you guys so that you can see it. What page this is on? Page 46. This is so exciting. I'm so happy. Look at this. Look at that. Oh my God. I'm so happy. Look, so here it says 6 fundamental principles of Iran's foreign policy. And then here is the recognition of Israel and normalization of ties. Okay, that's the second time it mentions Israel. Oh, wait, this is here. دولت آینده اسرائیل رو به عنوان یک کشور مستقل به رسمیت خواهد شناخت. So Iran in the future will recognize Israel as an independent nation state. Let me actually make sure that I get the translation correctly. I want to make sure I don't do anything wrong. Yes. So the future government will recognize Israel as an independent state and begin the process of normalizing relationships with its without preconditions. It says, and it will begin the process of normalizing relations with Israel without preconditions. This move is a clear sign of the end of the Islamic Republic's era of militancy. Oh, that's a good question. Ginga, thank you for the super chat. Said, does it mention the territory called Palestine? I will search for it after I go through. That's a good question. I will search for it after I go through mentions of Israel. So next time it mentions Israel is on page 47. No, that's it. No, that's the part. No, yes, okay, 47 is just right here. Okay, so it's part of the اهداف کلان راهبردی. Okay, so this is the main strategic goals of its foreign policy. And you go here, one of the main goals of its foreign policy is to strengthen relationships with Israel and Saudi Arabia. Interesting. And then it explains all of it here in this paragraph. I'm not going to go through all of that. Oh, here it's interesting. This line says that having a strong relationship with Israel, specifically, It's a symbol of the end of the ideologic era and the beginning of a new season in the foreign policy of Iran. Guys, is this not Cat Lady said I'm getting goosebumps? Huh? It was Cat Lady that said that? That's amazing. Me too. Okay, what else? What does that mention? Okay, so the next time he mentions Israel is on page 48. So because the foreign policy is given there's the timetable on the priorities when it comes to foreign policy. And guys, Israel is mentioned on week 1. So these are the priorities of the future of Iran, the foreign policy priorities. So here we have the first week, here we have the first month, here we have month 2 and 3, and then here we have the end of the third month. But here the interesting thing is Israel is in the first week. Israel is mentioned not in the first month, but in the first week. So recognizing Israel is mentioned in the first week. So it's one of the highest priorities of the future of the new Iranian government when it comes to foreign policy. Then let's continue. When else is it mentioned? Oh, okay. So then it mentions Israel here again in first month. آغاز مذاکره رسمی با آمریکا، اروپا، اسرائیل، چین و روسیه و همسایگان. So the first official talks with the United States, Europe, Israel, China, Russia, and Iran's neighbors. Okay. So when else does it mention Israel? Oh, so at the end of the third month, they want to write an agreement. They want to sign an agreement, the first agreement with the United States and Israel. So it mentions Israel here. Let me see. Okay, next time it mentions Israel is on page 54. Let's see page 54. Okay, so Israel has its own section here. It says, ایران دولت اسرائیل رو به رسمیت خواهد شناخت. So Iran would recognize Israel, the state of Israel, و روند عادی‌سازی سریع و بدون پیشرفت روابط رو آغاز خواهد کرد. And Iran will start normalization with Israel fast and without any preconditions. Okay, so this is basically, and it says in چرخش راهبردی, so this change in strategy is the end of پایانی است برای ایدئولوژی ستیزه جویانه پیشین. Is the end of the ستیزه جویانه is the end of a hostile ideology, the previous hostile ideology, و گامی است به سوی یک شراکت بلند مدت در امنیت و توسعه منطقی. And it's a step towards a long-term partnership for security and prosperity in the region. Guys, I told you Reza Pahlavi teams is what we need. And okay, so it keeps going in more detail. So yeah, these are basically a repetition of the things that we said before. But let me actually see if it mentions Palestine. Oh, what is this? Okay, interesting. Anyway, so I'm not going to go into more of that. Let me actually see if I could see anything, if Palestine is mentioned. That's a very good question. Thank you, Gingo. Palestine. So guys, again, because I don't have a Persian keyboard, I need to use my microphone to write Persian and then search for. Okay, guys, guess in the chat how many times Palestine is mentioned in the chat. I'm doing I hope, am I making any mistake? Okay, yeah. How many times in the chat do you think this document mentions Palestine? Yeah, I'm saying, Armin, this is amazing. Yeah. Okay, you guys are guessing it correctly. 0. Yes, it's 0. 0. I is this right? Yeah, it is. No Palestine. Okay, yep, no Palestine. 0 times. You guys are guessing it right. Thank you. Gizmo saying, Armin, I love this channel. Well, thank you. Nice. The cat lady saying nice. Yes, guys, free Palestine. Free of Palestine. This document took the free Palestine very seriously and made this document free of Palestine. This is the free. This is what we mean by free Palestine. free of Palestine, free of Palestine. That's our chant. Oh my God, that's fantastic. Yes, exactly. Somebody's saying it's it's a Palestine free document. That's yeah. Neil Bunny saying that's because it's not a fantasy novel. Yes. Yes, 100% Palestine free. I mean, that was genius. Everybody is now using that. Oh my God. All right, let me see. Where were we? So Reddit. So a lot of people are discussing this. Some people are trying to attack Reza Pahlavi and his team for this. Oh, some people are attacking it because there are some, in Iran, I say that we have two types of nationalists: the utilitarian nationalists, the pragmatic nationalists, and then we have the zealot nationalists. And the zealot Reza Pahlavi is a proper liberal pragmatic nationalists. And the zealot nationalists which are few in number, they don't like this because it's not ideological, so we have the Islamic Republic is ideological, but there are some nationalists who are like zealots, and they want to also be ideological, but not Islamically, but with symbols. I don't know how to explain it. Like they're kind of extreme. Okay, they're trying to virtue signal. They're trying to settle scores. They're trying to. It's weird. Okay, I don't. But Reza Pahlavi, instead of surrounding himself with people who are like that, he has surrounded himself with a team of experts instead of people coming and virtue signaling regarding, some of those symbols and some of those other virtues that other people think that are important with regards. I mean, they are important, but not when it comes to building a country, right? He has around him a bunch of technocrats, experts, not people who have memorized the Shahnameh or people who know, I don't know, ancient Persian history, every single second of it. They have memorized it by heart. Like those people, those are not around. I mean, that is good to have that type of skills or knowledge, but that's not how you rebuild the country. Okay, that's part of your culture. That's not what you need to get the country up and running. And again, there are some people those types of people, they don't like that they haven't been included. So we're getting a little bit of a pushback from them. But the vast majority of Iranian people are loving this. In fact, the fact that that's the pushback that we're getting shows how pragmatic Reza Pahlavi is. Instead of being ideological, he's going based on what works rather than, basically coming here and just giving you slogans, So I like this. Let me see. So let me actually, for people who don't still understand what's happening here, let me tell you why this is so important. This one, it prevents a total collapse. And again, I know a lot of you might think like, hey guys, I don't care. Once the Islamic Republic falls, I don't care if you guys experience a total collapse in Iran or not. Okay, I just want the Islamic Republic gone. Well, if there's a total collapse, then we're going to have decades of more chaos in the region, and that's not going to be good for anybody, including Israel. We want a stable, strong Iran as an ally of Israel rather than having constant infighting and bloodbath in that region. That's what we want. Okay, and this prevents it. It prevents a total collapse. Most countries that overthrow dictators fall into a period of chaos. Hospitals shut down, there are food shortages begin, the currency collapses, but this plan lays out a minute by minute action plan to prevent that before chaos begins. And again, there will always be some chaos, but this plan tries to prevent as much of it as possible. It stops a banking and inflation crisis. Iran's economy could implode in hours without any controls in place. This plan freezes capital outflows, seizes the central bank, and installs a temporary monetary rules to prevent mass inflation. It gives, so that's number 1 and 2. Number 3, it gives Iran instant diplomatic stability. It removes regime diplomats and sends temporary special envoys to key countries to calm the region and get recognition. This avoids Iran being isolated or attacked during its transition. 4, it builds trust with the people. It promises food, electricity, healthcare continuity even before the elections. It avoids the Iraq mistake of firing every official. Instead, it keeps civil servants but removes ideologues. That's the mistake that the Americans made with Iraq. That's why in Iraq we had such a mess in Iraq, because Rumsfeld and everybody else came in and they basically removed the Ba'ath Party, including everybody that was a civil servant. That's the reason why we had ISIS. Again, it wasn't the toppling of Saddam that caused the chaos in Iraq and then eventually the rise of ISIS. It was this move by United States to remove all the civil servants from their job. Of anybody that had any connection to the Ba'ath Party was removed. That vacuum caused the instability in Iraq, and it also caused the rise of ISIS. This Reza Pahlavi's team, they know that that's not the way. They understand that. Another thing, so that's number 4. Number 5, it unifies a fractured opposition. More Iranians are now joining under, more Iranians who used to not like Reza Pahlavi are now joining Reza Pahlavi. They're recognizing that this is it. This is the best plan that we have. And instead of like random manifestos from different groups, this gives everyone a master plan to plug into. It also, the genius of this plan is that it also opens ways for people. It's like an open source model. Okay, it allows people to plug into it and use it for their own, engineers, doctors, financiers, all can get roles and basically come in and get with the system. So it could lower infighting among exiles and boost international confidence. Yeah, again, this is why I am doing this in English, and I'm hoping that I could write an article on this. So if you're a major publication, if you want me to write this for you, because guys, I am getting invited by more serious publications to write for them different articles, right? So I write for Queer Majority, I write for Quillette, and these are many so Queer Majority is center left, liberal minded leftist people, not like woke left. Center left people read that. And Quillette, I think it's read by mostly center right people. So I'm using that to try to get key information regarding, adjust respond to all of the misinformation about Iran and other geopolitical bullshit narratives that, the narratives that the Islamists and the leftists and the Islamic Republic and the Qataris, they're trying to spread about the Middle East. I am basically trying to use what I can do to push back against that, right? So I know the articles that I've written so far has been very well received. So I think I'm going to write this as well. Right now, I'm writing an article for Queer Majority regarding the accusation against Israel for, using that, regarding it using hunger as a weapon of war. So I'm responding to that. And then some of my articles are in defense of Israel. So that's what I'm writing right now. And I also need to write another article regarding my arguing against the two-state solution and why I support the one-state solution of Israel. And then this is another article that I need to write. So I need to find more publications to write for, so I could basically because these publications are read by serious people, like people that matter. So this is one article that I need to be writing on. So my articles are mostly focused on defending either Iran or Israel. Those are the two things that I focus on. Thank you. No, people in the chat are saying thank you, Armin. Well, thank you. Oh my God, Jerusalem Post. If I could write for Jerusalem Post, that would be an honor. I'm saying, does anyone here have connections in Jerusalem Post for Armin? Wow. Guys, if you do, my email is armin.navabi@gmail.com. So, yeah, that would be an honor. Oh my God, imagine if I could publish an article in Jerusalem Post. Well, thank you, James. Hey, thank you guys for saying that. All right, let's continue. Okay. So that was number 5. Number 6, it reassures foreign investors and donors. The plan shows how frozen assets will be used responsibly, how the banking system will be audited, and when trade resumes, it makes it easier for countries to offer aid or open trade when the regime falls. It kills the regime's scare tactic. This is very important. The Islamic Republic says to the Iranian people, if we fall, Iran becomes like Syria or Libya. This document is proof that the Iranians have a professional, technocratic plan ready to go on day one. That's number 7. Number 8, it crowdsources legitimacy. NUFDI released the Persian version and basically opened a 45-day public comment window, turning it into a community plan, not just a think tank product. So they're allowing NUFDI Foundation, when they put this out there, they have opened specific channels for people to send for Iranian people to send their criticism of the plan. So it's a community project between Reza Pahlavi, his team, and the Iranian people. It's not just here it is, it's over. Right now we're in the phase of listening to all the Iranian people sending in their criticisms. And also this shames all the other opposition groups like the MEK, the terrorist group MEK, because none of them have anything remotely close to this. Yes. Also, number 10, the regime fears internal collapse. Leaking a clear post-fall checklist shakes their confidence and might convince some officials to defect or step aside. So this also puts the more psychological pressure on people with the regime to switch sides. This is so amazing. I'm so happy. So Ginga, did I respond to? Yes, Ginga, I did respond to your super chat. Again, Ginga, thank you for the super chats. You're amazing. And guys, super chats and memberships are a really good way to support the channel. If you want to support the channel, you could do that in our live streams by giving us memberships, by giving us super chats, or becoming a member on the channel. Ginga saying, but the MEK has Allah on their side. Yeah, the cat lady is saying this is amazing. Yes. So you guys, I'm happy that the people in the chat understand how amazing this is. Make sure you share the stream so that more people become aware of it. Amir is saying, I'm not an Iranian, and even I'm very excited. Yeah. I mean, this is good for Israel too, especially given that how much the Israel friendly this document is. And guys, think about what does that tell you about the Iranian people? What does it tell you about the Iranian people that they're the most popular person, the person that they have chosen as their leader against the Islamic Republic, the team behind that man? They have picked Reza Pahlavi as their leader against the Islamic Republic, and the team around Reza Pahlavi united and organized with this plan to have a secular democratic country a government, a secular democratic government for the Iranian people after the regime collapse. What does it tell you that Reza Pahlavi and his team, chosen by the Iranian people, is so friendly towards Israel? What does that say about the Iranian people, that this is who they picked? I mean, is this not the most clear sign that the Iranians don't see Israel as their enemy? They have picked a man that has went to Israel, has sat side by side with Netanyahu, wants proper friendly diplomatic relationship with Israel, and they have officially now included that in their plan. And that's what the Iranian people are backing. What does that say about the Iranian people? Yes, exactly. In the chat saying that the Iranian people are friendly towards Israel. Exactly. Well said. Flying robot duck in the chat. Oh yeah, so Amir is saying in the chat, the prince sat with the families of the fallen soldiers. Yes, when he came to Israel, he did that. Oh, Jewish Samantha saying the Iranian people are awesome. Oh, thank you, Jewish Samantha. You're so nice. Okay. I don't know. I'm so happy. Everything is moving in the right direction. I don't know. This is not a matter of if anymore. It's a matter of when. And I don't know the answer of when. I just know it's happening faster than many people realize. All right, guys. I need to get ready for my personal show. Oh, look at this. Some Iranian in the chat is saying, we love Israeli people in Iran. Oh, did you see? Some Iranians are in the chat as well here. And we're saying, yes, this is happening. And we're oh, so there's another Iranian in the chat saying, Iran wants to be great, so we love Reza Pahlavi. Israel wants no war, so they like Reza Pahlavi. World wants peace, so it must accept Reza Pahlavi. Okay, we have Iranians here too. Oh, guys, some Iranians are coming over from the Persian chat to the Persian channel to the English channel. I told them to come here as well, even if they don't understand English. Some of them I told them to come here and just support this English channel as well. And so that's why we're seeing more Iranians here. Look, so yeah. Look, somebody is saying we love Israel. Oh, Yov is telling them Durud. Iranians love you. Okay, yeah, that's great. We have Iranians here. Javid Shah. Oh, great. Heavy Griddle is threatening everybody in the chat, saying like the stream or else. Wow, that's guys. You better take that threat seriously. Okay, look at this, guys. An Iranian named Muhammad in the chat. Okay. An Iranian named Muhammad in the chat is saying, love to Israel. You guys are the first nation that stood by our side, and we will not forget that. Thank you, Muhammad, for saying that. Oh, Amir is saying this is why I love this channel, a bridge of the two great people. Yeah, guys, I think we have done this more effectively than most people. Like, because I have an Iranian channel and a Persian channel and an English channel, like the two channels have become a bridge between these two great nations. And Heavy Grittle is saying, thanks for being here, Iranians. That's great. Great stream. I love Israelis and Iranians. Oh, thank you. I appreciate you guys. Cyrus occurs incoming. Exactly. Oh, thank you, Anthony. This channel caused me to love the. Oh my God. Look at that. I love this. Thank you. You said, look at this comment. This channel caused me to love the Iranian people. What an honor that I did that. Thank you so much for saying that. That makes me happy that I did that. Oh my God. That was sweet. Thank you for saying that. Okay, so somebody's Wade is saying, what do you think needs to happen for the regime to fall? Well, here's the thing: the regime will fall. It's not about what needs to happen. So it's about when. How could we make it faster, right? So, like I said, the three main things that are right now causing the regime to collapse is the next Israel attack on the Islamic Republic. One, two, the snapback mechanism that is about to, get used by Europe, um, and then three, the next uprising by the Iranian people. These are the three things that you need to look at. These are the three main events. Oh, thank you, James. Yeah, I really, really, really do hope that in the next round of attacks by Israel, they take out Khamenei this time. If Israel takes out Khamenei, that's it. It's over. It's game over for the Islamic Republic. We need to, guys. It's very important that between now and whenever the regime falls, we do everything we can to support Reza Pahlavi and increase his profile. Let him get him to get more well known by the Friends of Liberty, the Friends of Democracy, the Friends of Secularism, the Friends of Israel. We need because the more recognized he is, the more people become his fan, the more likely it is that the power vacuum is going to be filled by Reza Pahlavi. And again, if you're Israeli, it's really in your favor to advertise Reza Pahlavi right now, because you want the power vacuum to be filled with the team that is pro-Israeli. So supporting, just like I say, supporting Israel is supporting the world, because Israel stands between the world and its enemies. It's fighting the enemies of the world. I can now also say that supporting Reza Pahlavi is supporting Israel. So supporting Reza Pahlavi will become supporting the world, if you think about it. So if you're Israeli, one way to support Israel right now is to support Reza Pahlavi. Oh, by the way, one more thing before I go to my personal. First of all, like the stream, subscribe, hit the bell notification. I have a very important thing to tell you, which is a little bit, you know, it's a little bit too nuanced. Unless you're a geopolitical nerd, you might not appreciate this. Okay, but before I said that, after this stream, I'm gonna go to my personal channel in about 30 minutes. My personal channel is called Armin Navabi, and on my personal channel, we don't talk about geopolitics or religion or the woke mind virus or all of that. On that personal channel, we're talking about stuff that we actually have control over individually. Okay, not in groups, but individually. And we talk about using AI and other technologies to improve our lives, especially in areas of health, wealth, and love. But I'm going to do a little bit more focus on wealth. So wealth generation with using technology and AI. So the next stream that I have on my personal channel is called Master AI in Just 4 Steps. I will give you 4 easy ways to become better than most people, better than 99% of people out there when it comes to getting AI, getting the most out of AI. Very simple steps. So if you're interested in that, after this, I'm going to cover that on my personal channel. Anyways, let me give you the point regarding Europe. Oh yeah, let me actually start it as well. The point regarding Europe, regarding the snapback mechanism, this is it. If you really want to understand what's happening, this is key. Why is Europe more likely to use the snapback mechanism now compared to before. The key reason is that if Germany, I'm saying Europe, but it's mostly basically Germany, France, and the UK. Do you guys know why that is? When it comes to using the snapback mechanism against the Islamic Republic, why the odds are right now that they will use it? And again, only people who really want to appreciate the details, the nuance of international politics will appreciate this. Okay, so the reason is that if they don't use it, and the time period that they could have used it passes, they will lose all influence over the Islamic Republic. So this is basically a use it or lose it moment for them. After this period is over, the whole JCPOA period and everything is over, there is no more main levers of pressure points that the Europe could use over the Islamic Republic ever again. That's it. So before that period is over, they need to use it if they want to be still involved. They still want to have a seat over the table where Iran is being discussed. That's why it's almost so many people are almost sure, we'll see what happens, that they will use it. Oh my God, thank you. Somebody saying, Armin, I love your detailed coverage, literally the only English language analysis. Thank you. Well, thank you. Wow, that's a huge that was very nice. I really liked it. That was a huge compliment. Okay, I have to go. All right, so guys, I'm gonna go and go. I'll see you in half an hour. Okay, don't forget to like the stream. I'm Israel Kai, Javicha, and bye. Mwah.